Hey there, listeners. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Die by the Sword podcast. Before we get into the episode, just want to give a quick shout out to the guys over at Midnight Syndicate. You can check out their music at www.midnightsyndicate.com. Also, if you want to add some spooky music to your own games, go ahead and check out the ambient sounds over at Sword Coast Soundscapes. Check them out at youtube.com/Sword Coast Soundscapes. All right, quick intro from me this week. Let's get into the show.
Well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Hey, Richard.
I wouldn't go that far, Phillip.
I mean, it's been a couple... Oh, wait. I've lost all track of time. This is like The Witcher. Time's all out of order right now.
Oh, here we go again.
So, have you been listening to the newer Dream episodes?
I have.
So, I have a question for you. I've been trying to take over that rules lawyer thing, but I know nothing of the game. I'm more of like a rules paralegal. Have you listened and said, that's not how you play that, or that's not how that goes?
There were a couple things here and there, and for the most part, I was like, as a GM, I might have even skipped over that just for the sake of expediency, because the technicality of it's not worth, like, there was it's like the acrobatics to both jump off a cliff and avoid an attack of opportunity, that kind of stuff, but it gets so crunchy, it's usually not even fun to get into.
Mm-hmm.
I really doubt that you don't have fun getting into those.
Well, I do, but nobody else does.
Uh-huh.
So knowing that my players, because I GM a lot, knowing that my players don't enjoy that, I usually just, it's close enough.
Fair enough. So this is also your first time meeting Gary and Keith, right?
Yes, it is. Hello, Gary and Keith. Other Gary, not Gary.
Right.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey there, how are you?
Actually, you might be Gary because your second name is also a G.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So you met Gary and you met Keith, but unfortunately you haven't met John. John is actually not with us this week.
Yeah, John is unable to join us this week for recording. Hopefully he'll be back next week.
Yeah, you're stuck with me.
Stuck with Richard.
It's weird because I feel like I know him already a little bit since I listened to all the episodes.
I feel sorry for you. Yeah, but on the rules, I think that, just listening to Gary and playing with Gary a lot too when he's GMing, a lot of times he won't take attacks of opportunity. He won't always use the entire catalog of options available to a monster. And again, I think a lot of that is intentional on Gary's part for the sake of expediency. However, as I was going back and editing some of the episodes that I was on, I did find one big error that we made, Gary.
Oh, what's that?
So you remember when we had the conversation about whether or not a bite and a claw counts for a rend, or if it has to be both claws?
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. Any natural attack counts towards the rend, so it can be 2 of any of the natural attacks will count.
See, I told you.
Yeah, you did, and I wasn't 100% certain either. I was willing to look it up, but...
Yeah, but at that point, we're just like, just keep moving.
Yeah.
Well, see, I've had time to look this up, and I just haven't. What does rend mean? To me, it means like pulling something like you do when you make a really good brisket. You can just pull it apart. Is that rending?
Yeah.
It's basically that. It's shredding as much as you can.
And for those who are interested in the 2-weapon fighting tree, there is a feat, which is 2-weapon rend, which means if you attack with both of your weapons, you can rend as well.
Oh,
That sounds fun.
It's pretty deep in the tree, so you have to be pretty committed to it, but it's there.
I've never played a 2-weapon fighter, though.
so I was taking a peek at future levels, and Renly will eventually get 2 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Could he use 2 weapons too?
No, there's no special benefit for using 2 weapons with the iterative attacks. It's a different mechanic entirely.
Oh,
because 2-weapon attack is a full round action, right?
It is, but so is an iterative attack. They work differently, though, because with 2-weapon fighting, actually, any character can make 2 attacks if they're wielding a weapon in each hand from level 1. The reason you get the 2-weapon fighting feat is because it dramatically decreases the penalty for doing that. If you don't have that feat, it's like a -6 penalty for doing it to your attack roll. But if you have that feat and you have a light weapon in your offhand, then it's only -2.
Because that hand's just not as strong.
You don't know. You don't know my life. I'm ambidextrous.
I think that feat implies ambidextrosy, whatever that word is.
Ambidextrosity.
Ambidextrosity. There you go, Gary.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
Take my strong hand.
But no, the iterative attack is just you're fast enough to make a second attack with the same hand.
But anyway, like we mentioned, this week we've got Rodrick and Renly and Kabal and Xo'bere. No Diego. He's busy with a ball of yarn. So, we ready to jump right in?
Yes, we are, and I have very little idea what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Welcome back.
That's the way it works.
All right. So getting into this one, you all find yourself standing on a small stairway that descends about 10 feet to a recessed iron door. The way behind you is covered with grayish, kind of solid mist, and you can't make your way back through that way. So all you see in front of you is this recessed iron door that is rusted. What do you do?
So you said it's a Dark Souls fog gate, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, no, Renly had this dream. I think this was the first time he saw the fog and he couldn't go through it. So he knows where he's going. He's going to the door.
Not unless you want to challenge the area boss.
Well,
Dark Souls.
oh, see, I hadn't played it, so I don't know that. But on the way to the door, he is actually going to remark, "Wait, is this a dream or is this real?" Rodrick, but the fetchling and Kabal, I don't know what's going on.
So Rodrick looks like he's just barely coming into consciousness, like he was sort of in a daze. Renly, what are you doing here? I thought I left you when I went to go look for my father. And who are these two? What?
This gentleman right here, the fetchling, is Xo'bere or Xo'bere. I always get those mixed up.
Xo'bere, and it's Kyle, not Fetchling.
This is Xo'bere Kyle, the fetchling. And this is Kabal. He's an inquisitor who heals. Isn't that weird?
It's a little unusual, yes. Xo'bere Kabal, nice to meet you. So,
Hello there.
if you three know each other, why am I here? Do you have any idea what's going on?
Oh, this is just a dream. You're probably asleep on the road. I've been having these dreams for a long time.
Wait a minute, Renly. I have a question, and I'm going to ask this very carefully. Are these the other personalities that are living in your head?
Well, I definitely can say for a fact that these, I would never think to become either of those. There's only two people right now in here. Me and Carrie. Do you want to see her? I bet she's missed you.
Yes, I have no doubt. And Roderick's sort of looking around the crowd here, and he's sort of using his ambient knowledge local. And so, a tiefling and a fetchling. I think all of us are part human and part something else. Am I mistaken?
No, everyone here is not human. Well, totally human.
What a strange series of coincidences.
Oh, I have a question. I know that I don't carry this in my heart, but him being a tiefling isn't going to cause a thing, is it?
Well, it depends. What god do you worship there?
Pharasma?
Then no, we're just fine.
Perfect. Then we'll get along great.
Yes, I've had to brace myself for some of the challenges that come from being different. Fortunately, I look very much like everyone around me, and very few people are able to decipher my angelic blood, but for one such as you, it's a little bit more obvious.
Yes, that's why I wear a hood and hide my horns, so that not everyone knows.
So does he file his horns down like Hellboy?
Oh, no. He just puts a hood over him, just to kind of cover him a little bit. And he's got long hair as well, so you can't see him as well.
So are we going to knock on this door or what?
Roderick will perceive it for traps and lock. That's a natural 1, so we're starting off right where we left off.
Sounds like Rodrick.
I've missed this song.
Nothing has changed.
Okay, so I will do the same. We'll perceive, not for traps, but just to look at it. And I got a 2.
I missed you, Phillip. We had this bond.
Well, our dice did.
Xo'bere's gonna check for traps as well.
I am very confident it is not trapped or locked.
17.
It is. It's not trapped and it's not locked. It is just a really, really sealed, shut door. It's like it's rusted shut.
So I think that
It was Xo'bere that rolled that, right?
The 17, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you explain that to the rest of the party.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So since Rodrick worships Torag, can he find secret doors like the dwarves can?
No, that's just a dwarf thing. He wishes he could. He thinks it's pretty cool, but no.
Can we take a look around the door? Maybe up and down the wall, up to where the fog hits.
Yeah, I mean, you can look around it and you see where the latch is to try to open it. It just it doesn't give when you initially pull on it. You know, it's going to take a really strong pull to get it open.
So, Renly, when I was adventuring with your brother in Herostone, we had to force a safe open. So, I think we're in a similar situation here.
No, I mean, you tell that story all the time since you opened it. Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. So, Rodrick searches his pack for his crowbar, making sure he still has it. Does he still have his crowbar?
He does.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so I guess Rodrick will make the check and y'all aid.
Mm-hmm. Do I add anything to it? My strength?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I got a 10, so I barely aid.
Yes.
I got a 10 as well.
Nice.
I rolled a 12.
That's an aid. So that is a total of 22.
22, still not budging.
All right. I don't feel like that was my best attempt. Give it another go.
Yes, let's try again. I do not aid this time.
I got a 16.
I rolled a natural 20.
All right. Well, wish you'd rolled it, but I did roll a natural 18, so it's a 24.
Still not budging.
Sorry, 25.
Even the 25, still not budging.
All right. Well, I'll give up. Let's try to go through the fog.
So, who has the highest strength modifier?
Rodrick is +3.
I have a +2.
I'm +2 as well.
+1.
Okay, try it one more time.
I could
Right.
cast Enlarge Person on you.
That would actually help.
So that's what I'll do.
But then you can't get through the door.
He opens it, but then he can't fit.
All right. Let's go for this again.
You're big now.
That's hardly better.
Oh, wait, and I'm going to aid as well. 18, so yeah, it's an aid.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a 4.
18.
All right. So that's 22 again.
Ah!
Have I told you how much I love strength checks?
Maybe the Zoltar machine can get us out of this one.
All right, Giant Rodrick, can you try one more time?
Yeah, let's give it one more shot. That's a natural 3, so let's just skip ahead of that. All right, there we go. Better than a natural 3.
10, barely aid.
14.
Okay. Do I have another aid?
And I got a 14.
You got 3. You got
3 aid. Okay, now we're up to 27.
It just barely creaks open. And as you do open it, water starts rushing out from the inside. And you realize this whole inside area has been flooded. But with the door open and it coming up the stairwell, the water eventually levels out to be about 3 feet deep.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so the door is open. After it leveled out, we were able to open it completely.
Yes.
Well, that explains why the door was rusted shut. Would have to be to retain all that water.
Do you think someone did that on purpose?
Flooded it? I think it was the wet bandits.
I don't even know where we are, so it'd be hard to speculate as to what's going on. What normally happens? You have all been in these dreams before.
We usually fight monsters and then wake up. I mean, I've come to really enjoy my dream time.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a bad dream at all. I could go for that.
Yeah, there are no real consequences. I think he's died a couple times, so And he keeps coming back, so either I'm dreaming him or no rules, you know what I mean?
So you're saying this is not the Matrix?
No. Which pill did you take, though? Very important, I know that.
Red pill all the way, baby.
Okay. So when you do get inside, you are standing in about 3 feet deep of water. You're in a dimly lit corridor. Directly in front of you, looks like there was a stairwell, but it has been collapsed in. And there's about 20 feet of broken rock kind of covering that stairwell directly in front of you. But this corridor goes to your left and to your right.
So I'm going to walk over to the rubble
Okay.
and look up just to see if I can see anything on the second floor that's interesting. 15.
15. It's a stairwell that goes up to... You can kind of make out a doorway up there, but there's no way that you can get through to get to the doorway.
And Rodrick rolls a modified 20, just looking around, see if he sees anything that would indicate if one direction is preferential to the other.
Can't really tell if one direction is better than the other. Both sides look almost identical.
Very well. Shall we proceed? Off to the right, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow Rodrick to the right.
Okay. As Rodrick gets to where he's about to round the corner, he instantly just drops into the water.
Well, that's annoying. Am I just in water?
Yeah, so you're walking along, and basically the bottom just drops out from underneath you, and needs you to make a swim check to stay afloat.
Okay. It's another natural 1, so it's a 7.
So you are underwater.
Again, that's annoying.
So as you go underwater, you see that this pit basically drops down about 20 feet. And toward the bottom of the pit, you see 4 bodies. And they're kind of barnacle covered. They look like guards that have been dropped down in here.
Brine zombies?
No, they do notice you and look right up at you. And we're rolling for initiative.
Hooray!
So that I can get this better.
Another natural 1!
You should throw that dice away, bro.
This is the second one!
Throw it away.
You can go ahead and take mine, Gary. It's a 2.
I got a 3.
Paul's a 3, Rodrick has a 2.
19.
We were not ready for this.
19 for Xo'bere. Renly,
7.
Okay, so we are starting off this round with Xo'bere.
All right. So he fell in right in front of me and just to my left a bit, and he looks like he's having a hard time, right?
Yes, he is struggling to get back to the surface of the water.
All right. So as far as helping him out, can I, if I unsling my bow and stick it in the water, is that something to grab onto?
I'm pretty sure you could spend your turn doing whatever makes sense to you to aid my swim check, reaching your hand down or whatever. Those rules are pretty loose.
Okay. Then that's what I'll do is I'll spend my turn, I guess, sticking my short bow in the water so that he has something to grab onto.
Okay, very good. And it is these creatures' turn next. They start making their way up through the pit toward the surface. And 3 of them will break the surface. And as they do so, the one that is closest to Rodrick is going to try to slam you. It'll be an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
So Rodrick takes 6 points of damage from the hit. And I need you to make a fortitude save.
I knew there was an and coming. It's better, it's a 16.
You feel alright. And then the one that is closest to Xo'bere will also reach out of the water and try to slam you. That's only an 11.
Ah, thank God.
A slap and a miss. Alright. That's basically all these guys can do this round. Renly.
So I have a question. Is the pit... It's deep enough for him to go underwater, correct?
Yes.
So like 20 feet deep, right?
Correct.
And is he still underwater?
Yes, because we haven't gotten to his turn yet.
Oh, that's right. You're holding out your bow so you can grab it.
Yep.
Besides the one that just attacked Xo'bere, are the rest underwater? Are they at the surface? Where are they at?
The other two are still underwater.
So I only see the one right next to me.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to take a diagonal 5-foot step, and then I am going to... Oh, crap. I forgot to change before we came in. So I'm going to touch my hat and change into Carrie.
Rodrick is scolding you from underwater.
He just opens his mouth and this bubble pops up and he goes, it pops. I told you to do that before.
Okay. So is that all of your turn, Renly?
Well, that's it. All I can do, changing is a standard.
All right. Kabal.
Okay, I will move up beside Xo'bere, and I will cast Shield of Faith on him.
Shield of Faith on Xo'bere.
And that would give you +2 deflection bonus to your AC, and then you get an extra +1 for being 6th level.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, Rodrick.
Okay, so limited on options, Rodrick is just going to attempt to swim up using the assistance from the bow that was extended to him. Natural 2! Fortunately, with the 8 in my swim check, that is a 10.
That's just enough to get to the surface of the water.
As expected.
So you're still in the water, but you're at least, at the surface, so you can breathe.
Okay, so I still have an action remaining, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so what Rodrick wants to do is it might be a second swim check, but try to it looks like there's a ledge to the north of me I could get onto, correct?
That is correct.
Alright, he's gonna try to get onto that ledge so he's not swimming anymore. It is also a 10.
Just enough to make it over there.
Okay, so he spends his round getting on solid ground again.
Well, solid-ish. You can feel the ground beneath him, but you're still in water. All right, that'll bring us back to the top of the round with Xo'bere.
All right, so since Xo'bere has his bow out, the best thing for him to do is start taking some shots. But I guess not the guy in front of him, right? He can't hit the guy that's immediately close to him without...
You can't fire a ranged weapon at all without provoking.
Okay. So if I just if I drop my weapon, I can draw my short sword. 18.
That's a hit.
And that is 7 points of damage.
7 points damage. You said you're using a short sword?
Yeah, correct.
So it does look like it all went through. But it's still alive. Or undead.
It's gonna get you.
It's still gross.
It is still very gross.
You swam in that water.
It is these creatures' turns. The one that was just hit will kind of move up onto the solid ground. Another one will move closer to Xo'bere. One will move up by Rodrick. In fact, 2 of them will move up toward Rodrick.
Fortunately, I'm in a corner, so I'm at least protected from a flank.
Right. But spacing. Okay. So one of them will try to slam Xo'bere. That's a 24.
Ouch. Yeah, that's going to do it.
Max damage. So that is 14 points of damage. And I need you to make a fortitude save.
Oof, okay. 18.
You feel alright? Okay. And the one that is attacking... one of them will attack Kabal. That's a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Alright. And then there are 2 of them that are going to attack Rodrick.
Yes, there are.
Yep. So the first one...
Or would it be is?
Yes, there is.
There is 2? I don't know.
There is 1, there are 2.
Fair enough, I'll look it up later.
Yeah. Okay. First one I'm assuming misses with an 11.
Yes, sir, that is a miss.
And the second one... that's going to be a hit. That's a 23.
Yes, sir, that's a hit.
Max damage again. 14 points of damage and another fortitude save.
Goodness gracious.
These guys are for real.
Natural 19.
All right, you feel okay.
Could have used that on a different roll, but I'll take the fortitude save.
Right. Okay, Renly.
Renly is going to fly up and start singing.
That is what I wanted to hear.
So, okay, so that is a 16 on knowledge religion.
16 knowledge religion. Okay, you would know these things are called Drauger, or Draugr. I don't know how to say this word.
Spell it.
Draugr.
I always pronounce it Draugr.
Draugr. Yeah.
I pronounce it with a German accent and say Drauga.
Draugr.
Do it.
They are Draugr. They are barnacle-encrusted walking corpses that look like zombies. They are aquatic, and they give off a nauseating stench. They do have damage reduction, similar to zombies or skeletons. With a 16, you're not sure what else there is to know about them.
But I've fought zombies in the past, so I would know, right? That you need a slashing weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have to add. Short sword's a piercing weapon.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
So, how much of that went through now?
So less one.
Sorry, guys, I had to tell the teacher.
You think a longsword is slashing, so you think a short sword would be slashing too.
Didn't we discuss this in an earlier episode, that it's actually a bludgeoning weapon?
That was broadswords.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, in 2nd edition, a longsword can be either slashing or piercing, which is far more accurate to the actual usage of a longsword. They're actually used more for piercing. But they didn't have that in 1st edition. They're just slashing. I always rule that my players can use slashing and piercing for a longsword, even though that's not what the rule is, because of, reasons.
Alright, so, I flew up and I sang, and then, is there an enhancement I can give against zombies?
My bet would be if they're neutral to anything, it would be electricity, because they might be immune to cold since they're underwater, but they also might be resistant to fire for the same reason.
But is that a smart idea to do in this giant puddle of water that we're all fighting in?
I mean, normal underwater rules don't have anything for that. There's no special treatment for just added electrical damage for fighting in water.
Okay, well then that's what I'll do. So, Carrie begins her song, singing what these are and how to fight them, as much as a 16 will give her. Pulls out her chakram and it starts to sizzle as she gives everybody in the party shocking to their weapons.
Good stuff.
Love this.
Very nice. Okay, Kabal.
Okay, I will, because I want to attack, but I have a ranged weapon, so I can't, since he's right in front of me, I can't attack him, as Rodrick pointed out earlier. So I want to try to move back 5 feet and get away from him.
Okay, so you could try to make an acrobatics check to move back, and you'd move 5 feet back.
Okay, and with my money, I purchase Boots of Elven Kind, which gives me a +5 to acrobatics. Ooh. Alright, so roll for the acrobatics check. That is an 18.
So yes, you are able to make it without provoking the attack of opportunity.
So I do a really cool backflip into the space behind me, and then I will bane my weapon and choose undead.
Inquisitors.
An undead bane. All right, Rodrick.
Whew. Okay, so what Rodrick is going to do is he's going to attempt a concentration check to cast defensively. Natural 14 makes it. Casts Brand. And we'll make 2 attacks. First attack on the northernmost Draugr. The 20 to hit.
That's a hit.
Alright. Does 10 points of slashing damage and 2 points of electricity damage.
Okay. That hurt it quite a bit.
Alright, and second attack, swinging around at the same creature. Natural 16, even better.
That'll hit.
Alright.
Alright, that is 7 points of slashing damage and 5 points of electric damage.
And you have killed that Draugr.
It was annoying me, and it slowly sinks back into the water from whence it came.
It does. Poor guard. And you do notice, Rodrick, as you're fighting this thing and seeing it up close, the guard uniform looks like the same guard uniform that you wore at Schloss Caramarc.
Well, son of a bitch. I know where we are.
So okay. So he sees the same guard uniform, but it's not him, right? It's not one of these freaky dreams where you peel back the Scooby-Doo mask and there's Rodrick.
No, it's not Rodrick. It's just the same style of uniform.
So Rodrick, using his Magus training, casts a spell, hits twice with it, and then as the creature's falling, sees the uniform, and realization wipes over him. I know where we are. Renly, we're in Schloss Caramarc.
We just left this place. Whose turn is it?
It is now Xo'bere's turn.
Alright. So the one step out from in front of Xo'bere, and then another one took his place, so Xo'bere is going to go ahead and try to stab at that guy. And that is a 23.
23 hits.
And then that is a 10 points of piercing with 3 points of electrical damage.
Okay. So not as much damage as you hoped it would do, but it did some.
Well, he's got the magic. Are you adding in the magic bonus, the +1, and then the shocking?
Oh, I get a +1 to the attack too?
That's correct, right, Richard?
To
Yes.
the damage on the attack? Oh, okay. Well, actually, it wouldn't change because it's it'd be 11 then, which wouldn't do anything.
Would actually, yeah, it would change it.
To the piercing?
Mhm.
Oh.
So 11 points of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it. That brings us to the Draugr's turn. There are only 3 left.
And they're all butt heads.
They're all going to form a straight line because they're a synchronized swim team.
I can just imagine the little arm just coming out of the water. Somebody's finger falls off.
Right.
Thought
They do the upside down one where their legs are waving.
A foot hits one of us in the face.
And one's hanging the wrong way. All right. So we've got 3 in a row there. One of them will attack Rodrick. One will attack Xo'bere. Renly is up out of the water, correct?
In the air.
So it's going to go for Kabal instead.
No.
All right. So the one attacking Rodrick, I'm going to go right to left just to be backwards from you. That is an 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Keep rolling max damage on these things. 14 points of damage and a fortitude save.
Rodrick is below half.
Oh.
Natural 16.
Okay. You feel all right.
I mean, relatively.
Yeah, relatively. All right. The one attacking Xo'bere. Ooh, that's a natty 19. 24.
Oh. Damn. Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. So it's only 6 points of damage this time.
Where's my 6 points of damage, Gary?
Well, I rolled like 4 10s in a row, and then this time I rolled a 2.
And how long does Kabal's thing last? Because I feel like, oh man, I'm just like...
Which thing from Kabal?
The Shield of Faith.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Well, that's minutes, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, 6 points of damage, and I need you to make a fortitude save.
Oh yeah. Ooh, 10.
You are nauseated for 1 round.
Ew.
So he's throwing up and getting in the water and just kind of slowly spreading out to the rest of us.
Yep.
It's just the baby Ruth.
I don't remember eating that.
We got one more that is attacking Kabal.
But you already attacked me.
Not this round.
Oh no, you didn't. No, not this.
It's the conga line of pain.
Dun 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 dun. Hey,
Natty 18, so there's going to be a 23 to hit.
you got it.
10 points of damage. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay. 16.
You feel alright. Okay. That brings us to Renly.
So Carrie is going to fly here. I know there's a dead guy there, but why not? I'm above the water.
Flying above the pit trap adjacent to, or diagonal from Rodrick.
Yep. And she will continue to sing, and she's going to cast a little spell. She is going to cast Returning Weapon on the chakra. And that's my turn.
Flying over there, casting Returning Weapon. Kabal.
Okay. Since this thing won't get off me, I'm going to cast Disrupt Undead.
I can't see. Are you adjacent to it?
It's directly in my face.
Okay, it will attack you if you attempt to cast, so you'll need to roll a concentration check to avoid the attack of opportunity.
Probably better than that I try to get away from it then, right?
What's higher, your concentration or your acrobatics?
Higher acrobatics.
He's got good acrobatics, so yeah.
Yeah, go with that.
Okay, so I try to do another backflip to try to get away from this thing.
He's just loving them new boots. He's new boot goofing.
I mean, if I had new boots like that, I'd be doing the same.
I was gonna say I'm glad I bought them. They they're coming in handy.
Girl in the gold boots. Phillip.
That's a 25.
Yep, you are able to move.
You made the right call.
All right then. All right. So I jump back. I draw my longbow. That's Bane for undead and electric, and I shoot the one that's 2 squares in front of me.
Okay. You're doing that instead of casting Disrupt Undead.
Yeah.
Alright, go for it.
Way more damage. 15.
15.
You added the magic modifier, right?
Oh, I did not. How many do I add for that?
You get one from me.
Okay. That's 16.
I don't think that you get one from yours.
No.
So 16.
And you did add the +2 for Bane, right?
No, do I get that too?
Yes, since that's the choice target of your Bane.
Yes, that's 18 then.
So you hit.
Yes. Thank you guys for telling me rules. That's fantastic.
Yeah, you add an additional +2 to your damage as well.
Okay. So damage would be
2 or 3.
It's 2 because let me actually double check that. But the Bane is +2 in addition to the +1 for the inherent magic. But I'm not sure if it's an added ability from the Inquisitor.
And then one from Phillip, right?
Yeah, so it's a total of +3.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh,
with my Bane damage and my regular damage, it's 18.
Plus my magic.
Plus yours, yeah.
And you did the 1d6 electrical?
Ooh, I get to roll that as well. That's another 5. So that's 23.
Wow. If that thing is still alive.
I was gonna say, this thing better turn to dust.
Well, I mean, it was piercing damage, but
Oh.
but it's dead. The one right directly in front of you is dead. Just barely.
Fantastic.
Bane is what makes Inquisitors functional.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Alright, that'll bring us to Rodrick.
Alright, same trick as last time, and the concentration check is low because it's a cantrip. I'll need to roll a natural 5. Rolled 11, so that is a successful concentration check to cast Brand again. 2 attacks. First attack is 17.
That's a hit.
Nice. I wasn't sure about that one. 1 on the slashing damage, it's a total of 6. But I got 6 points of electric damage. Second attack. Ooh, that's even lower. 16.
That hits.
Oh. Their AC isn't that high. Good. That's better. That's 9 points of slashing and 5 points of electric.
And that Draugr is dead.
So he's whirling and twirling around in this little corner puddle he has here, and he's just making a huge mess like he's an agitator in a washing machine.
There's undead bits floating around. There's Xo'bere's puke floating around.
Oh no.
It's a lovely place to be in right now. All right. That will bring us around to Xo'bere.
All right.
You are actually still nauseated,
Yeah.
so you can't attack.
Oh, you can't do anything when you're nauseated.
Right.
You can take move actions, but if you moved, you would provoke.
And puke probably still.
I mean, you want to extend the nausea, right?
Yeah, right.
So, fun turn from Xo'bere, who is over there puking in the corner.
Somebody's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
New guy's in the corner, puking his guts out.
I mean, it's usually Rodrick that ends up with some sort of condition on him, so...
Yeah. Fortunately, I used my natural ones on perception and swim checks and initiative, so I got better rolls on the fortitude saves.
I was going to say, you could tell this must be Roderick's dream at the moment, because he's doing really well in combat.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would love. This is Rodrick's dream, and he's being everything he dreamed he was.
Right.
There'd be far more women in it, though.
True.
It's a real sausage fest in this tomb.
That brings us to the one remaining Draugr, and he's just going to try to basically slap Xo'bere, because you're right there in front of him, puking.
He doesn't even have pity.
Yeah, right.
And that is a 15 to hit.
Ooh, it's gonna miss.
Just misses. You bend down to puke right as he goes to slap you.
How convenient.
Right? Okay, Renly.
Alright, so Renly is going to finally get to throw his chakram. I mean, he hasn't hit a single person. Ooh, natural 17. That is a 24.
That hits.
What kind of damage is a shot from? Spinning?
It is slashing. So that is 3, 4, 5 points of slashing damage. And max 6 electricity.
And that is just enough to kill this Draugr.
I have a question. So a chakram in my head looks like the golden snitch from Harry Potter.
Oh
my
no.
head.
Think of
Did you-
Xena.
Yeah, Xena, the round thing that she threw.
Ah, okay.
It's like a
Got
frisbee of death.
it. Frisbee of death. I love it. Okay.
So yeah, no, she takes her chakram, flings it at the undead creature. It explodes it, and it just comes back in her hand. You know, just like a badass Xena.
You make the same like yell that Xena does?
No, I do not. That would really hurt the recording if I did that.
Wake up your neighbors.
It's got like zombie pieces and stuff all over it, right? Though, so it's like nasty in your hand.
No, because it went into the water and washed itself off and spun around to come back.
What a considerate chakram. That's nice.
I know. It's a great spell. Returning weapon clean, that's what it's called. So I am going to go ahead and land.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the same side that Rodrick is on.
Roderick's in a lot of pain in the corner by himself, even though he just handled these zombies like a boss. And he's going to use his healing hex on himself to try to recover some of that lost hit points. And heals himself for 14, which is not anywhere near all he took.
I have a Wand of Cure Light, and that is
Rodrick gleefully accepts.
2 points.
Got a long way to go.
I hit you again. 4 more points.
All right, I'm down 14.
Carrie takes it, you know, like a remote that the batteries are dying, and just slaps it on her hand real quick.
Or like a
3.
pen that is... Try shaking it like a pen. That might work better.
Yeah, lick the end.
Okay, I'll do it that way. 2.
Damn it, Phillip.
This thing is almost out.
You're gonna waste it all before you even get to me.
Rodrick can help you.
Oh, perfect.
So how much are you down now?
I'm down 9. But no matter what you roll, it's at a waste.
Yeah. So do you want me to stop or keep going?
I feel like I'm the front line right now, so
Keep going.
yeah.
3,
Okay, maybe wait now.
5.
Okay, so now I'm only down 1.
Okay.
Xo'bere, how much damage did you take?
I'm down 20.
Because I can cast Cure Moderate Wounds.
Oh.
As you're contemplating that, Rodrick sort of swims over across the pit where he fell. Said, I have the ability to heal as well, but only once per day per target, I guess you could say.
Well, in this level, I got the Healer's Blessing, so I get 50% extra healing on my heals. So
That could be good. So Rodrick reaches out with his healing hex. And I literally rolled maximum.
Oh,
yay.
nice.
So I healed you for 22.
Oh, perfect. Back up. I'm back in the game, baby.
Could have saved us a lot on that wand if I'd rolled 22 on me, but... Did anybody else take damage?
No, I'm Greg.
Nope.
Alright, so... That was which character that I used that on?
Xo'bere.
Xo'bere.
Okay. Let me write that so I don't try to do it again. Okay. Well, shall we proceed? I don't see anything else to do.
So we proceed.
Swim back over the pit and make our way to this doorway to the next room.
Are you gonna make them roll swim checks?
Yes, they do have to make swim checks to get across that pit.
Can I do an acrobatics check to jump across the little corner there?
You can't jump 3 feet out. You're not a dolphin.
Oh,
I have a question. Is anybody's swim check a negative?
No, thank
No.
God.
Okay, well then you can take 10 since we're not in combat and swim across the calm water without having to roll.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we've done this before, but Richard, could you explain taking 10 and what that means?
Yes, so taking 10 is considered being careful and paying a normal amount of attention and getting basically an average result. It's slightly under average, but as long as you're not under any kind of threat or pressure, you can always take 10 on a skill.
So we're like doggy paddling instead of like full blown like breaststroking it.
Yeah, instead of Olympic style.
Yes, that is a great way to visualize it. Now, this is different from taking 20. Taking 20 is an option you can take where you end up with a result as though it were a natural 20, but it takes a long time because the assumption is that you're attempting it over and over and over and over again until you get it right. You cannot take 20 on a skill where a failure has a negative result. So if it's just picking a lock that has no trap on it, you can take 20 on that because you can take all day to try it until you finally get it. But if it is a trap, you can't take 20 on it because failure can accidentally set the trap off, if that makes sense.
Yep,
Totally.
that makes sense.
And this has been Rules with Richard.
The more you know.
Knowing is half the battle. And the other half is silence.
Yeah.
Mwahaha.
So Rodrick is ready to start looking into the next room. From where he is, he can see into it. Looks like a pretty large room, and he's going to roll perception to see what he sees as he steps in.
Okay.
Natural 17. That's a 29.
Very good. You see a circular chamber that is relatively empty except for dark water. You do see 2 doors sitting high up on the walls to the north and the west. It looks like there's a catwalk going across the dark water, just resting right on the water, going to the other side, to that northern wall.
Carrie is very drawn to the catwalk. She wants to walk the runway.
So the catwalk goes to the north door, and where does it go from there? What's the other end of it?
The catwalk, it basically just goes straight forward through the room and then through the north door.
Oh, from where I am.
Yes.
Okay. So I can climb onto the catwalk then.
Yes.
All right. Does it sink under my weight, or am I now above the water?
It gives a little bit to where your feet are in the water, but it's holding your weight.
And I don't see anything else in the room?
No, you do not.
All right, so Rodrick kind of looks back after climbing up on the catwalk and says, well, the north is more convenient. Shall we go that way?
I think so.
Right, so I roll to shake my little tush on the catwalk.
That is a perform check.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that there are 3 of you on the catwalk collapses.
Should have seen that coming.
So those of you in the water, I need you to make swim checks to stay afloat.
15.
Okay.
16.
All right.
6.
6.
Glub glub.
So Xo'bere sinks underneath the water, and as you do, you are looking face to face with an aquatic looking creature that kind of looks like a lizard.
Like a crocodile?
I
don't know why that made me laugh, but it did.
It's kind of like this weird dinosaur lizard looking thing.
Like a crocodile?
With big old sharp teeth. And you make eye contact with it. And I need you to make...
A crocodile check?
Yes. A fortitude save.
Like a crocodile? 17.
17? Alright, you are able to shake off its gaze. But we are rolling for initiative.
Oh boy. Natural 1 again!
Alright, Xo'bere.
18.
18. Renly.
6.
6. Kabal.
17.
17. And Rodrick.
2, Gary. It's a 2.
2.
I'm going last again.
Once again. But this time the creature goes first in initiative. After it tried to stare Xo'bere down with a surprise round. But now it's going to try to bite you.
Like a crocodile?
Does a 29 hit?
Ooh. Crikey. That's gonna do it.
Minimum damage, and that is 8 points on the bite.
Oof.
And that is its turn, because it's going to try to bite you again next round. Xo'bere, you are in the water, underwater. Right up close with this thing.
So, I don't perceive any way to, like, nothing looks obvious for me to get out of the water, right?
No, there's nothing to... There's the ledge that you kind of drop down from as you entered the room. That would be the closest thing. But at the moment, Kabal is standing there.
Okay. And so can I make an attack underwater? I mean, is that...
You have your sword. You can use that.
Yep. Alright. Well, I'm going to try to stabby then. 15.
15 misses. But luckily you do have that short sword, because piercing is the ones that do the most damage underwater.
Oh, good.
Alright, Kabal.
Okay. So, Kabal, seeing that Xo'bere is face to face with this monster in the water, what he's going to do is he's going to, for a swift action, cast a judgment. He's going to cast protection, which gives +2 to my armor class. And then I will cast Lend Judgment and reach down and touch Xo'bere, so he also gets my judgment of protection to give +2 to his AC as well.
Very good. Alright, so that brings us to Renly.
Renly is going to rage and fly.
Raging and flying, so you're not in the water anymore.
Nope, like a missile. She shoots out.
I was going to say, and this time you're in this big open room, so it's basically like you've got 30 feet above you to fly up.
Finally!
It's all he's ever wanted.
Yes, I broke the glass ceiling. Okay, so he is going... she since she was still carry, and I still have returning weapon cast because it's minutes per level, pop out of this water and rage and sing, and her chakram begins to crackle and pop again, and I'm going to do a religion check. Is it a religion check?
As Arcana.
Arcana check. Ugh, 9.
You're not sure what this is.
It's a crocodile.
Okay, Rodrick.
All right, Roderick's going to do his Arcana check. That's not good. That's a 16.
16 is enough to know that this is a basilisk.
A basilisk?
Yes,
Why is it swimming?
because this is an aquatic basilisk.
It's an aquatic pain in the ass. Okay. So, Roderick says that, be careful, it's likely to petrify you. And he's going to cast Magic Missile.
Okay.
I rolled half decent. 12 points of force damage.
12 points of force damage, and that all goes through.
And he's going to swim just a little bit closer. Not close enough to be adjacent to it yet, but just for future thought.
Very good. That'll bring it back to the basilisk's turn.
Almost.
And with his check, did he see what type of monster it is?
Arcana would be a magical beast.
I was just thinking for Bane, what could I choose to hit it?
I think he would pick magical beast, yeah.
It's a magical beast with the aquatic subtype.
So he picks Bane, that.
Aquatic magical beasts. Some watery tart, lobbing scimitars at you. Okay, so it is the basilisk's turn, and it is going to turn and look the direction of where those magic missiles came from.
Of course it does.
So it is going to look toward Rodrick and Renly.
And Renly.
Renly's
I'm
fine.
like off to the side and flying.
But he's looking toward you. He's not looking at you. He's looking toward you.
He's looking past us, Phillip.
Oh, that's rude.
Okay.
So I have to roll
Yeah.
something?
Doesn't know how to have a good conversation.
Right. So just Rodrick needs to make a fortitude save.
Old 40 save.
Old 40 save.
19.
All right, you're able to withstand his gaze. So it used its turn to stare you down.
Fortunately, I have a halfway decent fortitude save.
Xo'bere.
Alright, so this basilisk, or crocodile as I've heard them called, is he's right in front of me.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna keep on trying to stab at him, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of options.
All right.
Feeling a little more confident with my my +2, thanks to Kabal.
And you +1.
Oh, and my +1. So that is 12.
12 is a miss.
So not that confident.
Just missed it. Kabal.
Okay, so is this thing kind of on the surface where I could shoot it with a longbow, or is it deep enough that it wouldn't do anything to it?
You can kind of see it moving around a bit in the water, so you know where it is.
Okay.
But it is not on the surface of the water. It is completely submerged.
Okay. So I want to see if this is evil or not, for my spell's sake. So I will do detect alignment, trying to detect if it's evil or not.
All right. So that is a standard action to detect. Basically, your eyes glow for a second to try to detect evil in the room, and there are no evil auras.
Oh. Okay. All right then.
Okay. But are you staying put or taking any other actions?
I'll move over 5 feet to my left to try to get Renly some ground to get up if he can.
Oh, I'm.
Or
Oh,
Xo'bere.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm fine.
If Xo'bere can swim up and get up here, I'll give him that space.
Perfect.
Very good. Rodrick. Sorry, Renly. Renly first.
So I can see the outline of this creature, correct?
Yes.
Can I throw my weapon at it, or does that initiate some weird rules, like it slows down the speed or whatever?
It's probably in some weird gray area, but because it's closer to the surface, I'm going to say it. Don't worry about those rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would second that. If it's not more than 5 feet down, I don't think the water rules would really apply.
Okay, so I am going to throw my chakram. That is 13 on the die, plus 1 is 14, plus 7 is something. But that's probably it.
What's your total?
Don't make me math. All right, 13 plus 7 is 20, plus 1 is 21.
Barely hits.
But it still hits. And then I am going to do 1d8. So that's 3 points of damage, and again 6 points of electricity damage.
Okay. It does look like all of that went through. Sweet. But it's still kicking, or swimming, or whatever it does. It probably kicks too. It's got legs.
It looks like it has like 6 legs.
It's got 4, I think. All right. Now it's Roderick's turn.
Okay, Gary, I have a question. Can I see how much water is below this thing?
You could tell it's as deep or deeper than that pit that you were in with the Drougher.
Okay, that is one question answered. So what Rodrick is going to do, he's going to draw his cold iron rapier instead of his longsword. Move in 5 feet. He's going to spend a swift action to apply +1 and frost to his rapier.
Okay.
He's going to attack. That's a 20, so it's probably not going to hit.
A 20 misses.
But you had my +1, right?
Yeah, I added that in.
All right. I was hoping for thunder snow.
That would have been cool. You know, that would have been a great attack on most things, but this one's just a little stronger. You'd probably assume that, knowing where you are, that this is some alchemically altered creature. Okay. So that brings us to the Basilisk, who is going to swim 5 feet over.
Is it an attack of opportunity because it's rough terrain?
It's not difficult terrain for a creature with a swim speed.
Right.
Oh.
So it can take a 5-foot swim. And it is going to try to bite Rodrick.
Always Rodrick.
And that is a 28.
Yes, that hits, Gary.
I gotta check. And that is 12 points of damage on the bite.
Ouchies.
At least it doesn't, like, wrap you in tentacles and, constrict you or anything.
Yeah. And basilisks are fun, because I know it's, what is it? Never mind. That would have been an interesting tangent, so I'll just shut up.
Alright, that'll bring us to Xo'bere.
So I guess I'll try to pop on out of the water. Is that But that'll take the place of my attack, right?
Yes, it would. So you'll need to make a swim check because you're still technically under the water.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know ahead of time, you can hold your breath for as many rounds as double your Constitution score.
It's a long ripple.
Yes.
Ooh, it's a natural 1, so
Uh-oh.
not getting out of the water anytime soon.
You sink a bit under the water.
Just gulp a little in.
Make sure you're keeping track of those rounds underwater.
Take the gold out of your pockets.
Tastes like basilisk.
Give it to me.
You don't need it.
I didn't even have to petrify you to sink. Alright, Kabal.
Alright, I will pull out my longbow then, since it's close enough to the surface that we don't take any minuses to shoot at it. That's a 14.
That's a miss.
Alright, and I guess I'll stay where I am.
Okay. Renly.
Well, first the chakram comes spinning back to my hand, and I am going to fly so I don't have to do a hover check, and throw it again. Ooh, 22.
22 hits.
Ooh, 6, 7, 8 points of regular damage. Again, third 6 in a row. That's the devil's address. But 6 points of electricity. Can I start rolling this d6 instead of my d20?
No. Nice try, though. All right. Rodrick.
Okay, same as before with the zombies. Gonna roll a concentration check to cast Brand defensively. And succeed. Just barely, though. It was 16. So now 2 attacks with the rapier. Attack number 1. Natural 1.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
20 to confirm. That's a fumble.
That is a fumble.
Oh, no.
With a melee attack.
Yes.
Okay. Your fumble is armor smash. Your attack deals damage to your armor.
Great.
That's not horrible.
No, I probably won't do enough damage to really hurt it. It's magical anyway. Unless I roll really high.
What is it? What is it?
So it's 10 points of damage to the armor, which is reduced by 6. So 4 points, which is not enough to break it. And then the energy damage is halved and then goes against armor, which means it does nothing. So, damaged it, not broken, but once again... I mean, he's using his rapier, so he probably caught one of the rings of the chain shirt.
Probably.
Oh, and it just popped off. So I think that was the first time that we had to play that song when he rolled high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just can't get away from it.
Yep, it's always the worst. Anyway, second attack. Crack die. Natural 3, so we're moving on to somebody else's turn.
Wait, it's because you cast cold on your rapier. It's when you cast cold
You're
spells.
right, I didn't think about that.
You always fumble when you cast cold spells.
It's the weirdest thing. Alright, good turn for me, guys.
Yep. Okay, and it is back to the basilisk's turn.
And he just laughs and laughs.
He's got a good thing going. He's just going to bite at Rodrick again.
Does a 92 hit?
Well, it's my turn to roll a natural 1.
Oh, there you go.
Very low chance of confirming, though.
It's a natural 20. So,
So no.
at least I mean, for you, at least I rolled them in that order.
Yeah, right, that's far better than the inverse.
Bite and a miss. Xo'bere,
Alright.
still underwater.
Still flailing around. Alright, so we're going to try to get out the water here. Ooh. 9.
Still just under the surface. Xo'bere hasn't been over the water in quite some time. You all think he's dead.
Yeah, that's 5 rounds I've gone
Did you give him
underwater.
a judgment of lead feet?
Cement shoes.
He's going to be sleeping with the fishes. All right, that'll bring us to Kabal.
Kabal is going to cast Spiritual Weapon in the form of a dagger.
Alrighty.
So I will roll for my attack for my Spiritual Weapon.
Okay,
That is a 24.
that's a hit.
Yay.
Yeah, I did hit. 9 damage.
9 points of damage. Still kicking.
Or at least I did a little bit of damage to it, though. I felt better about
Still
it.
kicking my butt.
Next up is Renly.
Carrie is going to grab that chakram. The chakram is going to come back to Carrie's hand. Got to move a little bit so I don't I have to do a hover check and roll again. Nope, that's not gonna do it. Natural 6. So
it splashes in the water.
Yep.
Okay. Back to Rodrick.
Okay, same trick again. Concentration check for Bran. Pass. 2 attacks. 8 will natural 8 will miss. Second attack. 21.
21 just hits.
Yay.
Go, Rodrick, go.
Sorry, it's a D6. I forgot I'm using the rapier, not the longsword. Because I need the piercing. Okay, so that is 5 points of piercing damage, 1 point of cold damage, and 3 points of shock damage.
All right.
And it's dead. Hooray!
And they lived happily ever after.
Especially Xo'bere from his underwater house.
And with that, that is just enough to kill this basilisk.
Oh, I was kidding, but hey.
I'll see you next time.
That was fun, y'all.
Yes, thanks for
reminding me.
coming in.
Yeah.
Thanks.